Hello and welcome to another episode of Scott Reads Comics. Today I'm covering Jim Rugg's Hulk Grand Design Monster, published by Marvel Comics in 2022. This is a brilliant and far-reaching retrospective on the Bronze Age, Silver Age run of the Incredible Hulk. It is a masterpiece of modern comic design, which reflects back on classic comics. In this case, specifically, The Incredible Hulk. This is part one, Monster. Part two is Madness, and I'll cover that in another episode. And incidentally, Jim Rugg will be appearing here in Pittsburgh. He is a Pittsburgh guy at Phantom of the Attic, Oakland, Phantom of the Attic comic store in Oakland on February 22nd, starting at 6 p.m. for a signing because Hulk Grand Design Monster Madness will be collected into one treasury-sized volume. Very cool volume, and Jim will be there to sign it that night. I hope to be there too. But if you're in the Pittsburgh area and you want to meet Jim and get a signed copy of his books, it will be a great time to do it. He's a very personable, nice guy to talk to, and a great pro in this business. Let's get on into it and see here. Everything in here, as I go through this, while it might look familiar and you might say, oh, I've seen that before, this is all Jim Rugg. It's Jim Rugg writing, penciling, inking, coloring, lettering, all of this stuff that looks hauntingly familiar to Hulk fans. And I'm an Incredible Hulk fan from way back. Herb Trimpe is my favorite comic book artist of all time. This is Jim Rugg channeling all of that old school comic talent and brilliance into a new retelling of the Hulk's tragic and storied career in comics. Jim Rugg, Hulk Grand Design, Monster. Cover Jim Rugg, variant covers by Ed Piskor, Marcos Martin, Peach Momoko. Those variant covers are very cool. If you can find these issues, either the original cover, which I prefer, or any of the awesome variant covers, grab them because they're great. And of course, we will have the collection coming soon. Editors are Will Moss with Alana Smith, and then C.B. Cebulski greenlighted the whole project. And Hulk is created, of course, by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Look at this brilliant splash page, which is going to give us basically a preview of what we're going to see in the next 48 pages or so here. Love the leader. The classic leader look there is really awesome. Some of Hulk's best foes, Leader, Abomination, MODOK, Rhino, his association with the Defenders, of course, Wolverine. This first volume is going to cover that amazing debut of Marvel's most famous and popular mutant, Wolverine. Totally awesome splash page. And we start out here with this incredible explosion effect, which summarizes the Hulk's origin. Caught in the heart of a nuclear explosion, victim of gamma radiation gone wild, Dr. Robert Bruce Banner now finds himself transformed in times of stress into 7 feet, 1,000 pounds of unfettered fury, the most powerful creature to ever walk the earth. Incredible. And it's not obviously a panel-for-panel retelling of the Hulk. It's through the lens of Jim Rugg's interpretation of the events, but he did extensive research, probably read every Hulk from beginning to end, up through where the second volume stops off, which I think is maybe the end of the Peter David run. So probably into the Hulk high 300s or 400s. So we have that classic first night when he transforms, and initially, for whatever reason, vagaries of colorization or sketchy character concept, he is gray. And that's later baked into his origin. Very cool. And we're getting here, it's done with a classic tone, but with an indie feel. This is Jim Rugg's interpretation of this old Silver Age classic. And here we have our Green Hulk. Nothing can stop the Hulk. Hulk smash. So it says here, Dr. Banner and the military bombard the Hulk with more and more gamma radiation in futile attempts to destroy the monster that they created. That makes Hulk angrier and stronger. bro, very viscerally powerful looking Hulk there. In this volume and in the subsequent volume, Hulk Grand Design Madness, Jim Rugg really shows he's an artistic chameleon. He can ape the styles of Kirby, Ditko, of course Herb Trimpe, Sal Buscema, any of the artists who covered the Hulk. Jim Rugg is able to kind of ape their style and almost channel their influence. These brilliant cover reproductions, that's all Jim Rugg. That's not a scan of the cover. That's him reimagining the cover, redoing the cover. Hulk obviously tangles with Thing. Great difference here. I love when artists correctly depict the scale differences between characters. I'm a stickler for that, especially as a student of the official handbook of the Marvel Universe. Hulk is taller, larger, and obviously stronger than the Thing, and it should look that way, and he clearly does in this fight here and in this cover panel here. Very cool. And Hulk's brief association with the Avengers, which was doomed to failure and exacerbated. The end of it was made worse and quicker by the Phantom, the Space Phantom showing up and impersonating various Avengers and sowing distrust. Great panel here showing them kicking the Space Phantom back into limbo. And Hulk's had enough. And whatever I do from now on, I do alone. Great panel of him leaping away. Very cool. There's a lot of cool tech and robots and stuff in here, and Jim does a really great job of depicting all that action. And we have our first appearance of the leader here. Classic looking leader before he develops his more his yellow and orange costume, which becomes his standard go-to look. And here we have really the first appearance of one of Hulk's many monstrous sparring partners. Here we have the Watcher. I'm pledged never to interfere with another's battle, so I watch Earth's mightiest mortal fight the most powerful creature in the galaxy. You are the victor. Complete your mission and be gone. So very cool. Some of this stuff, as a pretty ardent Hulk fan, but mainly from the Trimpe era on, the real early Hulk, I didn't know a lot about. Some of this stuff came as a surprise to me, and it was cool to kind of have something new. Yeah, one of my favorite cosmic villains slash anti-hero slash assisters, the Stranger, not the Phantom Stranger, the Stranger, in one of his many looks here. Very cool. The human race is unfit to rule this planet. Earth must be cleansed. Hulk, your goal is destruction. I will finish when I return. So, Stranger basically, again, makes Hulk public enemy number one. And here we have our first appearance of perhaps the Hulk's most persistent and famous sparring partner, the Abomination. Very cool. Blocky. I love the blockiness of both Jim Rugg's Hulk and the Abomination here. And in his many appearances on Cartoonist Kayfabe, Jim has talked about how he likes to draw the Hulk and how he likes the Hulk scene. And the idea that he is not like this tapered, V-shaped muscle man, but he's more of a blocky, elemental force. Almost a power lifter versus a bodybuilder, if you will. Here we have his first conflict with the cosmic Silver Surfer, and he takes a punch pretty well here from the Hulk. Yeah, I am sorry, I cannot save you. They would later have a more friendly association in the Defenders. There's a number of these awesome, I would call them montage pages in this book, because really, anyone who would try to summarize the career of the Hulk in one or two double-sized comics, it's just a series of incredible monster fights. Hulk fighting Monster X, Hulk fighting Monster Y. And that's awesome. I'm totally into that. But as someone who's trying to recap that and retell it, you've got to think of creative ways to do that. And Jim Rugg does that. Look at this incredible montage page where essentially these various monsters are like stickers or magnets that you would have in their refrigerator. And I totally want these. Jim, if you're watching this, if you ever get to watch this, make these into some magnets unofficially. So, maybe at the next signing, I can slip you a few bucks and buy them from you, because I totally would. They're awesome. So yeah, great montage page here. Also, we have cool in the background. We have the Incredible Hulk raging a little bit there. So you got General Ross, Rhino. Um, this character I forget. Some of these characters I forget. That's obviously the High Evolutionary, Sandman, the leader in another variant costume. Um, I think that that's Glob. He's totally awesome. These two I'm blanking on right now. That might be the missing link, but this guy I'm not sure of. Some of these are just one-hit wonders. The Hulk fights them once and then we don't see them again. Great use of the newspaper headline, "No more the monster. Fantastic Four cures the Hulk." So of course, there have been a number of times through the Hulk's career where he was cured, then he relapsed, and he was cured. So again, here this time the leader ruins it. He causes the Hulk to transform during the wedding, and the wedding is scuttled, and the Hulk ends up running away. Great panel here, recapping his Absorbing Man fight. This Avengers team, totally awesome. This was that Marvel Super Action number 80, which I covered in this show, reprinting Hulk number 128, which was a totally awesome fight between Hulk and the Avengers when Hulk is tunneling underground and nearing the dangerous San Andreas Fault. Very cool there. Fighting Iron Man, Hydra, Captain Cyborg, which stories I'm not as familiar with. He finds the love of Jarella, but then loses it. And then we have Doc Samson showing up. Here's another one of those deals where Hulk is cured, but because of jealousy, Banner reactivates his gamma radiation and becomes the Hulk again and kicks Doc Samson's butt. The inevitable first clash with Doctor Doom. Very awesome. Totally cool here. This reproduction of a Marvel House banner. Really cool. Great job by Jim here on this one. The Day of the Defenders is here in Marvel feature number 1. On sale now. Hulk, Submariner, Doctor Strange. So I love these house hats. I love the fact too that he reproduced that. Very cool here. Bullpen bulletin items. Very neat. This is one of the many times, one of the several times Hulk was placed on trial, defended by Matt Murdock, who basically tried to have the Hulk declared incompetent and thus not guilty based on that incompetence. Here we have Ant-Man showing up, and inevitably Hulk is shrunken again and refines Jarella. The leader watching as he recovers from a previous bout with the Hulk. Hulk on Counter-Earth finding another Bruce Banner, another tangle with the Abomination. Great use of word art here. No! Abomination's words hurt Hulk. Pain turns to anger. Alone and angry, Hulk wanders the Earth and Counter-Earth, fighting anyone and anything that crosses him. This is another one of those cool montage pages that show up in these books, in these 2 volumes. Totally awesome. And we see here just a quick preview of our show of some of the foes. This was that awesome fight with Tiger Shark at Niagara Falls. He tangles with the Beast in the Great North Woods. The first battle with Wendigo is left out here, but we have our battle with It, who becomes Zax, the electronic dynamo. The Bi-Beast, his first tangle with MODOK, one of my favorite villains. Great slugfest with the Juggernaut. Then he tangles with the Inhumans and Black Bolt. The Wendigo. I wish Wendigo would have shown up on this page. It would have been great. And of course, Weapon X, Wolverine. In the Canadian wilderness, Hulk's battle with Wendigo leads to the dreaded, deadly Wolverine. I'm sure Jim's going to hear this a lot, but I'm a huge Bi-Beast fan, and so I wish Bi-Beast would have gotten a little more play in this book, but Jim's probably going to hear that from everyone who has a favorite Hulk villain. Oh, I'm a big Tiger Shark fan. I wish you would have shown more of Hulk's fight with Tiger Shark. Or there were so many awesome slugfests in this early period of Hulk, and even into the later periods. You've got to pick your spots. You can't show it all. This is great, though. This one definitely deserved a full pager. Jim's version of Hulk 181, and this is something that he is known for. You can see the notebook paper effect here, like this was a kid doing a homage version of this in his notebook in trigonometry class or something. And it's absolutely brilliant. The world's first, the greatest Canadian superhero, and now the Wolverine. And the survivor of their epic battle must face the Wendigo. And in this little inset here, very cool, Wolverine loses but lives to fight Hulk again and again and again and again. Very awesome. And this is another little mini montage here showing the number and varied foes. Wherever Hulk goes, someone attacks Hulk. Zax, the Living Dynamo, Hulk's Shadow, Thunderbolt Ross, Shaper, Gremlin, Mole Man, Glorian, Toadman, Devastator, Lock Fear Monster, Locust, Abomination, Man-Thing, Doc Samson, Cyclops, Kronos. He's basically just rattling off foe after foe, issue after issue. And then this incredible tragedy summed up here in 3 panels. Jarella comes back, and I think it was issue 207. She perishes at the hands of all people, the Crypto Man, this nondescript villain that almost no one can really remember or name. He just shows up the one time, and in this bizarre instance, Jarella is killed after she makes it out of the subatomic universe and joins Banner in our world, and they seem to be happy. And Hulk just can't understand why she can't be brought back, and Samson and Doctor Strange try to convince him that dead is dead. Great sort of post-up version of Rampaging Hulk. That black and white magazine was pardon the pun, raging at this time. So Hulk, you were getting 2 shots of Hulk a month if you wanted them. Almost like Savage Sword of Conan, Hulk had Rampaging Hulk, the black and white magazine. He spends a half a page on this very cool and weird story that occurred sometime after issue 200, I think, with Billy. It's a strange story. It might have been drawn by Jim Starlin, but very cool. And this is great. I love this this kind of montage page with Hulk. And this is this is Jim Rugg doing a very credible Sal Buscema version of the Hulk here. Totally awesome. And all the different versions of Marvel's TV sensation, because at the time this banner or button was showing up on Hulk covers, the Bill Bixby Hulk was running on network television on various networks, and so Marvel was trying to make the most hay out of that they could. And so this is a very cool kind of breaking the fourth wall, showing us that Hulk was being marketed pretty heavily across different platforms. Great, another appearance by the leader, this time in his murder module, and we have Doc Samson, one of my favorite supporting characters in comics, showing up again. Relax, Hulk. Breathe deeply. You are getting sleepy. Let's start with something happy. Friends, loved one. Hulk hates friends. They all die and leave Hulk alone. So we have Jarella and some other people that Hulk has met and lost in his life. And here we have the internal. This panel greatly depicts the internal struggle between the Hulk and Bruce Banner, the duality of that being. And that'll be explored even more in the next volume, Madness. This, one of my favorite reproductions in this issue. Awesome reproduction of the cover of Hulk 230, that awesome Ron Wilson cover where Hulk is tangling with Captain America. His therapy sessions with Samson leave Hulk reeling and lonely. The military superhero's friends and foes alike continue to hound and attack the Hulk. This is a great little, I think, homage maybe to Marie Severin here, a little very cartoony open panel here. And his tangle with Machine Man, who is really no match for the Hulk. Machine Man is not a man, he's just a dumb robot. Hulk really does hate robots. Oh, great. We have Jimmy Carter appearing here. I'm appalled by this wanton destruction, and I promise you that this can never happen again. And so this is a great half page here of Jim Rugg sort of doing the Frank Miller style, because this is when Hulk crossed over into Daredevil, and Frank Miller was doing the title at the time. Again, Matt Murdock, Daredevil's alter ego, is trying to help the Hulk on the legal side, but ends up having to fight the Hulk as Daredevil, and it doesn't go well. Doctor's hopeful for TD. You can see he's in the hospital here. Another fight with Iron Man, very cool. Love this sound effect here. Boom, awesome. The device backfires. Banner transforms into the Hulk permanently. To stop Hulk and to try to save Banner, Iron Man puts everything he and his armor have into one punch. It almost kills Iron Man, but saves Banner's life. Very cool. You see Ant-Man there. Here we have the first appearance of the Savage She-Hulk. She gets her own book. Another one of those brilliant Jim Rugg reproductions here. Very cool. I believe that was originally a Buscema cover. So awesome work here. Really capturing that first Buscema issue of She-Hulk. And we have another incredible montage page here. Totally awesome Sal Buscema channeling Sal here. Who do we have Hulk battling here? The Presence, 3D Man, Captain Marvel, Silver Surfer again, Wood God, Thor, Israel, Egypt, Afghanistan, the Soviet Union. Wherever Hulk goes, he finds war. Very cool. And now we're getting to a seminal moment here. We're getting closer to it. Let's see here. Despite their efforts, Hulk survives. He teams up with Rocket Raccoon to fight Killer Clowns. This was during the Bill Mantlo, Sal Buscema run. Very weird story here. And who would have thought that during this run that Rocket Raccoon would become sort of the character that he is now, thanks to the Marvel movies. But we have that turning point I mentioned, the dawning of the permanently, in quotes, intelligent Hulk. Weird, I remember Hulk's battle with Rocket so clearly. But right now, I need shelter before I freeze to death. That cabin looks promising. So this is awesome. This is a reprise of Incredible Hulk 272, which features two of my favorite super strong characters besides the Hulk, Sasquatch and the Wendigo. So they both show up here, and initially Banner can't transform into the Hulk when Wendigo shows up, and Sasquatch, who's been tracking Wendigo, who's on another murder spree, saves him, but soon realizes he can't defeat the Wendigo. Wendigo's just too savage, too powerful. And Banner is able to channel the change into the Hulk himself. And between Hulk and Sasquatch, they subdue the Wendigo. When he turned to me, he was not a savage, childlike monster. He was an intelligent Hulk. Scariest thing I've ever seen, Walter Lankowski / Sasquatch says. And Hulk says, Bruce Banner is in control of the Incredible Hulk now, and I'm just warming up. Great maniacal grin there on the Hulk's face. So we have another cool montage here. We can see all the great Marvel floating heads. This is when Hulk is pardoned. And there's that awesome issue where the celebration, the adamantium statue of him sculpted by Alicia Masters is presented to him. There's a big parade. But Betty Ross is out of his life now. Betty vanishes into the crowd and out of Hulk's life. A life she refuses to share so long as Bruce and the Hulk are one. In his moment of triumph, Hulk remains alone. Great call up here of the Incredible Hulk cartoon, which ran, I think, for 2 short seasons. The Hulk Quasimodo one-shot, which Quasimodo was one of the villains from the Incredible Hulk series. Our first appearance of a female version of MODOK. This is not Modam. This is, let's see here. That doesn't stop AIM from turning Dr. Banner's lab assistant, girlfriend, S.H.I.E.L.D. spy, Kate, into Ms. MODOK. Advanced Idea Mechanics, Supreme Headquarters Intelligence, Espionage and Law Enforcement Division, and then finally MODOK, we all know, stands for Mental Organism Designed Only for Killing. Prompting an uneasy alliance between the original Mind Monster and Hulk to save Kate and to thwart AIM. That alliance crumbles when MODOK falls for Ms. MODOK. Your mind is so beautiful. I remember buying this off the stands, and I was completely gobsmacked. It was totally awesome. And here, of course, Hulk beating the hell out of MODOK in hand-to-hand. Get your mind off her, MODOK. In the end, Hulk and Ms. MODOK restore Kate. I don't care that you're a S.H.I.E.L.D. spy, Kate. I love you. So that, of course, is a tragic romance that will not end well. And this, our only reference to Secret Wars, is totally awesome. That issue, I think it's issue 5 or issue 4, where Molecule Man drops an entire mountain range on the heroes. This is totally great here. Jim is just really channeling that classic artwork from Secret Wars. Transported to a strange planet by a force from beyond the universe, the mightiest superheroes and supervillains of all fight a secret war. During the secret war, the Molecule Man drops a mountain range on the superheroes. Beneath 150 billion tons of rock, Hulk stands strong until the other heroes can blast a way out. Very cool. So, but here we have another pivotal turning point. Nightmare, who is one of the sort of cosmic, esoteric villains in the Marvel Universe, to get back at Doctor Strange, starts a mental war on the Hulk to try and strip him of his humanity and turn him into a completely 100% savage killing machine. Very awesome sequence of panels here as Doctor Strange begins to realize what's happening. And so this is right around the time of Hulk 300, that classic double-size issue by Bill Mantlo, Sal Buscema, and I think Gary Tellock was inking at this point too. And I think even Brett Blevins does some of the final pages. Hulk fights everyone, all the major heavy hitters in the Marvel Universe. He fights them all because he's completely mindless now. Here's Thor blasting him with electricity and some other heroes laying around beaten by him. So Doctor Strange finds for him some place where he can't hurt anyone. When Hulk lunges for the Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Strange opens a portal to exile. I am sorry, my friend. Greatness has passed from our planet this day, for the Incredible Hulk, as we knew him, is truly dead. Next issue, Madness. So the next issue will cover from 301 until roughly into the early 400s, I think. And very cool here, Jim includes some notes on additional reading. He goes sort of page by page or groups of pages and talks about the decisions he made and the issues that the action in those pages refer back to. So very great if you're a completist and you want to get a hold of those issues. You can kind of find what he's referencing here. Like those montage pages where you have paste ups of all the different villains. They're all described. Like quickly, where's that one that had the stickers right here? So, yeah. I'm not sure what page that is. 1, 2, 3, 4. But anyway, you'd have to, the pages aren't numbered. So that's the only real complaint with this is you kind of got to go through and count to find the references. But that's not a problem if you have a quiet moment. I'm not going to do it on the video here. But he'll tell you who the characters are and what issues they appeared in, which is great. And then finally, we've got a little ad for the next issue, Jim Rugg, Hulk Design Madness, which I'll cover on the show in a little while. Very great. That's Jim Rugg's Hulk Grand Design Monster, the first of 2 volumes, soon to be collected as of January 2023, when this is being recorded. Soon to be collected in a big, oversized Treasury edition that's going to be totally awesome with glow-in-the-dark green ink and everything. It's going to be very cool. And there'll probably be some extra process material in there as well. And if you are going to be in Pittsburgh, February 22nd, and you can make it to Oakland, Phantom of the Attic, Oakland, 6 p.m. on, Jim will be there signing books. And hopefully I'll be there too to hang out and talk to Jim and Jeff, the owner of Phantom. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. This has been my coverage of Hulk Grand Design Monster. If you did enjoy it, please like and subscribe, and I'll bring you more soon on Scott Reads Comics. Thanks for watching.